Some of this has been sitting here for a decade. I think the stuff under the bed's been sitting here for a decade. I'm not thinking on this. I'm picking it up and I'm making a decision. Oh my gosh, like why? There's so much, so much, there's so much. Is there more? There better not be more. So we are going to find out together. That's an interesting smell. It ain't gonna slide off this time. It's gonna stay on that door. I like that. Did I do this the wrong way? I did it the wrong way. Yeah. It goes like this. That's about right. Treated wood products. Am I supposed to be touching this? Why is it treated? What is it treated with?
Out of any of the cabin videos I've done, this one I'm the most excited for you to check out. There is extreme decluttering and organization motivation in today's video, but we're also going to discuss a breakthrough moment that I had. I'm calling it the Decluttering Recluttering Cycle. I'm going to talk about what it is, why I came to this, how I intend to break it. We're going to get into all of it plus more. So stick around. You won't want to miss today's video.
Guess where we're at? We are back up at the cabin. Yes, we are. I am so excited. I also got my hair done. I cut 5 inches off and highlights. I love it. It feels so good to like have my hair done again. But anyway, that is not what we came to talk about at the cabin today. But there's a couple of things that I want to show you before we get started. If you are looking for decluttering motivation, this is your video. We're going to talk all about decluttering. So I'm really excited about this video and I hope you are too. So thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you so much and I really hope that you enjoy it. I'm gonna show you some of the organization bins, baskets, things like that. My father-in-law, this is my father-in-law's cabin. We call it the family cabin, but technically it's Ian's dad's cabin. Again, I talked all about that in the first video. And he ordered some stuff to get the cabin organized. So I may not be able to do a lot of cleaning, but I do wanna do some organization. It may not be the best, because if it's, you know, not exactly how I want it, like how I'm gonna organize it, that's fine. We are going to come back in September, October, and we will work on what I didn't like in that video. But for today, I wanna focus a lot on the decluttering. So when you're first decluttering, I don't recommend at all starting with a large area. So I've been reading a book called The Home Edit Life. This book is fantastic. And the information that I have learned from this book is invaluable. They're so funny too. And we are going to be implementing a lot of what I've learned a little bit here, but mostly in the next kitchen video that I do, because it's about that time again to deep clean, declutter, and organize my kitchen. Only this time I came prepared. So organization is one of the hardest things for me. Decluttering and cleaning, no problem. Organization is a little more tricky, at least for me. So anyway, one of the things that they talk about in this book is to set aside a specific amount of time. I'll also link this book in the description box below. I'll pop the book up here and the authors. One of the things that they talk about is setting aside uninterrupted amount of time, a reasonable amount of time that works for you, that you're free, that you won't get interrupted, so you can get a project done. And they recommend starting with something small, like a drawer. A drawer is not a trivial thing to declutter. A drawer is it's a manageable goal. It's a small goal that will lead to bigger goals. There have been times where I have taken on, like for example, my entire kitchen, took everything out of the kitchen and decluttered it, because when you're decluttering, whatever area you're decluttering, you're gonna wanna pull everything out. Pulling everything out is actually, from what I've read, a good idea. It's just you don't want to start with such a big project that you're pulling everything out of your kitchen, because that takes a lot of time. It's not an overnight thing. And it can be really overwhelming. And when you're overwhelmed, it may backfire and it may push you the opposite direction. It may not motivate you. It may just make you stop because you're overwhelmed, you're stressed. And decluttering can be an already emotional, stressful thing as it is. So start with something as small as a drawer. Now, if you feel like you can take on something bigger, great. Just make sure you have enough uninterrupted time to get that area done. So in today's video, we're starting with, even though I'm decluttering this whole area, I'm starting with one section at a time, and I'm not taking on more than that. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go through these shoes. So there's a huge basket of shoes that have been sitting up here for years that who knows if they even have a match. The cabin is an area, like my father-in-law had said, I think in the last one, the cabin is an area where the hand-me-down stuff goes to. The stuff that it's in okay, good condition. You don't want to let go of it. You think it's useful. So you bring it to the cabin. You know, maybe you have a camper, maybe you have a cabin, maybe, you know, there's an area in your house that you store stuff that, you know, it's not in the greatest condition, it's okay, but there's still a purpose and use for it. You know, you think that there's still a purpose for it. So this is what this area is. It's the hand-me-down area. The problem with that is that all of the hand-me-down stuff comes to the cabin, and then it just gets filled. It just gets cluttered. So, you know, when we start thinking about moving stuff into these areas to our you know, RV, our camper, our cabin, you know, before bringing it to those areas, maybe really ask yourself, you know, is this really worth bringing up there, or is it going to sit? Are we really going to use it? Do we foresee ourselves using it? Or is it just going to sit and collect dust? A lot of these shoes we knew were not going to be worn. They were just in good, okay condition, and we spent money on it. So we don't want to let go of it. Example, actually this isn't a good example. My camera died, of course. This is actually sort of a good example, but these were brand new sandals. I actually purchased these for Zoe, I think last year or the year before. And you can see it still has everything on it. We needed a pair of sandals up here one summer, so there's a store nearby. I think it was like a family, like Dollar General or something like that, and we picked these up. I don't know what the deal was. I honestly don't remember, but the bottom line is they sat up here. Instead of returning them or bringing them back home to, you know, donate or whatever the case may be, they sat up here because there's so many people here at the cabin, so many family and friends here, like a lot, like a lot. Ian's family is huge. And in my head, it was like, oh, well, some little girl here will want these eventually. Well, it's been at least a summer or two, and no one's wanted these. No one's gonna take these, but I kept them here. So I'm always thinking of the what if. And when you see something that you spend good money on that hasn't been used, it's in new or good condition, you know, you feel guilty about letting it go because it's like, well, I spent money on it and it's new and it's never been used. So someone I know must want to use it, right? No. So I think for me, it's like if I don't know someone, in this particular example, if I don't know someone who wants it at that point in time, it's probably not the greatest idea for me to just keep it here just in case. If, you know, what I should have done when I got them is if there was no one around here that wanted them, I should have just donated them instead of just sitting here wondering, you know, oh, someday someone will want them, you know. So these are definitely getting donated, and they're brand new, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just dump all of this out.
While decluttering up at the cabin this time around, I had a breakthrough moment. I came to the realization that I am in a bad cycle. I am in a cycle when it comes to the cabin. And for whatever reason, this just popped into my head when I had this breakthrough moment. I'm calling it the decluttering, recluttering cycle. It's a mouthful. But later in today's video, I'm going to talk about what it is, why I think this is happening, and how I intend to break it. So stick around until the end of today's video because later we're going to get into it.
These are Tom's shoes. So these are Tom's, so we're gonna keep those to the side. And then these are all mine. And then these for sure are getting donated. This pile right here is all of the kids' shoes that they don't fit into. So these are all getting donated unless my sister-in-law wants any of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these in the donation box. I don't think she's gonna want any of these, but in case she wants to pick out a couple of them, she has the choice to do that, but either that, they're all going. Okay, I don't know if you remember when we were decluttering the kitchen, the first video here, I found a whole bag of koozies. And, well, I filled this bag full of koozies. And I set it in the donate pile, and my sister-in-law wanted all of them. The only thing is she didn't bring them home with her the last time she was up here. So I am gonna set this to the side. I will create a Justine pile, and Ian's sister, she can look through her pile and maybe she'll change her mind on these. I don't know, I guess she wanted them. So I'm just gonna set that to the side, but we're gonna move over here to, this area is gonna be a little more difficult. We're gonna move over here, but look at what I found. I think we have enough koozies to last us a lifetime. I don't think she wants these, but I will set these to the side for her as well. And then I keep finding these straws everywhere, so apparently Tom wants to keep them. This is all, I think we are gonna do a little bit of cleaning because this is pretty dusty. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when I decluttered my home, which I'm, still in the process of doing, there's still areas and items that I still have to declutter. I've only been decluttering for almost 2 years now. Again, decluttering does not happen overnight. It can take a long time. A long time ago, I had this. This was mine. Yeah. And sometimes things, not a lot, there isn't a lot, but there are items that I have gone through at my house, decluttered, and thought I either was going to donate them or second guess myself and thought, well, if I don't need it here, then I can bring it up to the cabin and use it at the cabin. I liked this. I actually really liked this. I honestly really love this piece of decor. I got it from Hobby Lobby a long time ago, but I didn't really have a place for it in my home. But I didn't want to let go of it, but I was going to donate it. But then I thought, I'll bring it up to the cabin and I'm going to DIY it. How am I? Me and my DIYs, if you've been with me for a while, you know how much I love to repurpose crap. I was going to do this. It says, it's so good to be home. I was going to get rid of home and I was going to put cabin. It's so good to be, well, I was going to put at the cabin. That's what my intentions were for this. This has been up here. How long is it? When did I declutter it from my house? At least a year and a half ago, maybe, something like that. And I never did a DIY with it. So I don't know why. I do think this would be cute up here. If the cribbage boards, I swear, the cribbage boards, they're everywhere. They're all over my parents' house, my house here. They're everywhere. But this is Tom, so I'm gonna put this in the Tom pile. This is a marker. This is Tom's that he brought up today. So that I know he's using. What is this? Oh, these are knee pads. For what? Do you know a cool hack someone told me a long time ago to do when I'm cleaning like the floors at home, or maybe I'm scrubbing the floors, using that as an example, or the baseboards, to put knee pads on. Someone I watch on YouTube does that. Why? Where have I seen that on YouTube before? And I like her. Oh, I can't remember, but anyway, I think I've seen her wear them once before in a video. Anyway, just a hack, but this is a Tom pile. We have pieces of wood. Why? Treated wood products. Am I supposed to be touching this? Why is it treated? What is it treated with? I don't know. Oh, okay. All right.
That's cute.
The clothes situation is a little out of control at the cabin. So when we work in the bedrooms, whenever that may be, I have accumulated, Ian, the kids and I have accumulated clothes up at the cabin, hand-me-down clothes, junky clothes, cabin clothes, for over a decade. Yeah. So I'm wondering, you know what? No, I'm not going to do just a separate clothes video. We're just going to get through it. We're just going to do it. This is all clothes. There's clothes in the bedrooms, and this is all clothes. So let's just, you know what? We're working our way through. Let's just do it. Don't move out. I was almost going to look over on the other side. Don't get distracted. Stay to one task. I just noticed myself doing that. I literally just noticed myself moving over here and looking at other stuff. Stay on task. One thing at a time. Should we just dump this out? These all have to be washed anyway. So before I donate, anytime I donate clothes, I wash them. I don't know if donation centers sterilize or wash clothes. I don't know if they do, but I do.
After I held up that sign, the sign that I just showed that says, "It feels so good to be home," something like that, that's when it hit me. The decluttering, recluttering cycle. That's when, for whatever reason, that just came to me, because I thought to myself, here is a sign, here's a piece of decor that served zero purpose in my home because I moved it literally all over my house. And no matter where I moved it, I didn't like it. I liked the sign. It didn't look good in my home, but I spent money on it and I didn't use it. It was new or newer. And I wanted to so badly do something with it. So of course, items like that, I bring to the cabin. Here I am a year and a half later, now decluttering it again. Decluttering, recluttering cycle. That sign, along with a lot of other items that I decluttered in today's video, are just items that I'm moving from one place to the next. All I'm doing is adding additional work to the decluttering process.
This should be interesting. I do not know what is in here. So we are going to find out together. That's an interesting smell. Oh my games. It's all games. Oh my gosh. Like literally the whole thing is games. Okay, I had to change really quick. I'm in a tank top. There we go. Learn how to talk, Danielle. I can't talk. My brain hurts. There's so much going on. Anyway, it's starting to get hot up here, and we have the portable AC unit at our house because our AC went out, and Tom generously is letting us borrow the AC unit that was up here, so it's going to be warm. But anyway, look at all of this. This whole thing is just games. Connect 4. That one we might keep. This has, Oh my gosh, this is from 1980. I bet you, oh, guessing, let's take a guess. How old do you think this game is? I'm gonna say 1982. 1982, get your guesses out. Put it in the comments, let me know. That would be fun. That's a fun game. Let's guess and see what year this game was made. Are we ready? Put it in the comments. 1982. You got it? Okay. Sequence is what it's called. Man, I was way off. 1995. I was way off. I want to see your guesses. So I think that can go. Unless it's worth money. Nope, this is not just games. We have a brand new, this is a brand new lantern. Never before used, still in the package. I need this. We need stuff like this at home. We always lose flashlights. This would be nice. I'm gonna see if Tom wants it. If he doesn't, I'm taking that, because that would come in handy. What else is in here? No, I think the majority of it's games. Oh, look at, oh my gosh. What is up with our families, my side of the family and Ian's side of the family, and cribbage boards? I don't even know how to play cribbage. That's like my mom's favorite game. My mom has like 12 cribbage boards. Candyland, Fortnite, Monopoly. This is Lucas's. He might want to keep that, so I'll ask him. This is Zoe's. We got fireworks in here. All of these fireworks we'll put, I'm gonna put these in the storage unit. What is this? Dirty Minds. What? This is an adult game. What? Okay. Apples to apples. Pickup lines? What? These are Justine's. I bet you any money these adult games are Justine's. Because she used to bring all of her like sorority friends, and like there's been a lot of parties up here. Boggle 3-minute word game. Oh my god, this looks like it would be so. Oh, let's do one more. How old do you think this is? Let's do one more guess. Okay, I'm gonna say 1989. Where's the date? Oh, it says package and contents 1976, but then it also says 1987. So what does that mean? So I was closer with this one. Upwards. Battle of the Sexes. Okay. These here, these here are for sure getting donated. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these to the side. And then we got a puzzle. I think the puzzle we'll probably donate to. So I have a pile for Tom to look at when he gets back, and then I'll let you know like all of the ones that are going, and then the ones I'm taking back up with me, and then the ones that are staying here, and then a lot of this is getting recycled. Okay, we are gonna have to do some cleaning and wipe down that mini fridge, and look at all of this. Like, all of this has to be wiped down. It's bad. So we are gonna do some cleaning. It's just dirt. Like, it's just so dusty, dirty. Okay, so moving over here. What is this? This has been intriguing me since I got here. Okay, let's take a gander. What the? How did this even get up here? I gave this to Tom to give to Justine from my house. Maybe he hadn't seen her yet and wanted to meet up. This was a long time ago. This is all of the stuff that I put in a bag from my house to give to Justine. It's all of Justine's stuff that she left at my house. It's the same bag. Okay, so this whole thing goes into Justine's box. Justine's got a lot of stuff. Better ask Justine. Okay. Moving on over here. I do see some beach towels and a blanket. So for sure, this blanket. Okay. This blanket needs to be washed. I think this is Justine's too. I'm gonna put it in her bin because I'm more than positive that's hers. Beach towels have to be washed, so any beach towels over here, I gotta wash. What is this? Ugh, this is a bait box. Okay, we'll just put you here. Oh, okay, great, awesome. Oh. Fat and sassy. Yes, it is. So we'll just put this over to the side somewhere.
So later in today's video, I'm going to go over everything that was decluttered in today's video, what it was, why we decluttered it. So I'm going to get back to those games. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, just very briefly. But I'm also going to show you everything that was decluttered at the end of today's video. So while I continue to go section to section, I wanted to first and foremost talk about, this decluttering, recluttering cycle that's been on repeat for me for years. When I think that I've learned it all when it comes to decluttering, I realize that I've only scratched the surface.
Oh. What the? Fine. Okay, cool. I don't know if you saw that. All right. Well, this is cute. Oh, it's a tent. No, it's not. What the hell is this? Is it a pool? Maybe it's a pool. I think is it a pool or is it like a little tent? I don't know what it is. That's Justine's. That goes in the Justine box. Okay, these have to get tossed. These tents are completely done for. This is not tools. These are not tools. I gotta put my hair up. These are not tools. This is a big chest of, so much stuff. A lot of this has to get tossed. It's just random stuff. This is a toy toolbox. I remember. Oh my gosh. I remember a long time ago, I brought these up to the cabin for the kids to do, for like arts and crafts, to make like bracelets and necklaces and stuff. These were all of my beads that I brought up here. Oh, do you really want to take that back to your house? I mean, think about it. Do you really want to take this back to your house? Think about this, Danielle. Think about it. I'm picturing it. Do you really want to do this? I have to hide this.
When it comes to shopping, I feel like I've been much more intentional on what I'm bringing into the home than I've ever been in my entire life. Shopping is one of the biggest hurdles for me to overcome since starting my journey to minimalism. I still struggle with shopping. It's something I'm still working on. But when it comes to the items that are already in my home and deciding on whether or not I want to let them go or keep them, I, for the longest time, thought that I was very intentional on that, on the items that I already had in my home. Well, here to come find out after today's video, I'm not. Because what am I doing? I'm moving items from one area to the next. And just because it's not in my home doesn't mean that bringing it to the cabin is A, decluttering it, or B, giving it purpose. Because if I was being intentional, I wouldn't be letting go of things from my home, bringing it to the cabin and having it serve zero purpose at the cabin. To me, that's not being very intentional. And I realized that was a hard conversation to have with myself, because I was being
okay, so that is empty. I don't think he's keeping this though. I think this one he is gonna donate or get rid of. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but I think this one isn't staying, but it's empty, so I'm not gonna put anything in there for right now.
I don't want to say hard on myself, but I was being very real and honest with myself. You know, that took me down too, because I thought, wow, for the longest time, I thought that I was being really good. I was being really intentional with, you know, the things that I was letting go out of my house. But here and I'm not saying it's a lot of items. There's only been a select, well, I shouldn't say select few. There hasn't been a ton of items that I've decluttered from my home that I've brought to the cabin. I would say 90% of the stuff that I've decluttered from my home, it's gone. It's been donated. It's out of here. It's way gone. But there's about 5 to 10% of the stuff from my home that I did bring to the cabin.
What the? I can't. I'm trying to get these bins out.
Some of it I am using at the cabin, which is good. That's intentional. I'm being intentional with those things. But there are certain items that I moved to the cabin in hopes that I could give it purpose, and it's not. There's no purpose for it. So there's a couple of times when I start the decluttering, recluttering cycle. It's me removing things from my home and bringing it to the cabin. It's sometimes me decluttering my home or an area in my home and then not being intentional by what I'm shopping for, you know, the new stuff coming into the home. This cycle can go on repeat, and it can happen in multiple different ways. So now that I see this repeat cycle, I can now try to break it. I can try to stop it now that I've recognized the problem. And I think it really does boil down to just being very intentional.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the bedrooms because I know that I should finish the one area before moving to the next area, but there's some clothes in that bin over there. I don't know if I want to keep those clothes, and I won't be able to figure that out until I go through the clothes that are in the bedrooms. So we are gonna work on the clothes in the bedrooms because I do want to use these under the bed storage containers. So over here, this is just some of the stuff that we brought for the trip this time. But there is a huge bin and a box that's full of clothes. There's also a bag full of clothes that's been sitting here. There is stuff under the bed. I don't know exactly what, but there's stuff under there. So, oops. This is kind of a quick tour of what the bedroom looks like. This is the other bedroom. There's a bunk bed in here. And I don't know if there's anything under the bed in here. So I gotta take a look. And there was clothes hung up all in here the last time we were here. So I'm wondering if Tom took it down and placed it in the other room because there was stuff there. So I gotta look under the bed in here. Either that, I don't think that there's a whole lot to do in here. It's mainly this room, this area. There also might be stuff under this futon. I'm not sure, so I gotta check. But I wanna go through the clothes in here. So let's just take a real quick peek and see. Oh yeah, there is, okay. Oh, okay. There's 2 boxes under the bed. What is that? I don't know whose that is. This must be Keelan's or Conley's. There's two boxes under the bed. So we gotta go through that. And I don't know, there's some more stuff over here. Can you see it? I don't think we can see it. So I think that under the bed storage is gonna work really well. So I kinda wanna go through that before keeping or deciding what I wanna keep with the clothes. So let's do that. Let's just pile it up on the bed. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Okay, it's fine. We got this. Now, I don't recommend, I do not recommend bouncing all over the place. Just stick to one area. I'm sorry, the lighting is not the best in here. Oh, that doesn't work. The lamp over there. Okay, so, by the way, this can get donated. I brought this up to the cabin because I thought I would use it up here. I never did. So that can get donated. Are we having fun yet, friend? I'm having fun. I got a headache. Okay, friend. Let's get this going. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Oh man. Okay, cool. This is brand new. Brand new. Okay, come on. Oh man. Alright, let's just start with one box at a time. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. And by the way, through the process of going through the clothes, this is how we're doing it. These are all hand-me-down clothes. This is all like clothes that could have carried. I'm sweating. It's 90 degrees in here. This is all hand-me-down stuff. Some of this doesn't fit anymore. Some of this has been sitting here for a decade. I think the stuff under the bed's been sitting here for a decade. I'm not thinking on this. I'm picking it up and I'm making a decision. If this was like my clothes at home, which by the way, I'm gonna have a video out soon where I'm getting rid of 90% of my clothes and creating a weekly uniform, simplifying the crap out of my wardrobe. That video is to come in the near future. That video may be a little bit more, where I would be a little, not so like, okay, bye, see ya. You know what I mean? Because that's my nice everyday clothes. This isn't. So I'm not thinking on this stuff. Like I'm just getting rid of it. You know what I mean? So I'm not thinking on this stuff. I'm just, you know, letting it go. This, what the? Yeah.
You know, when it came, you know, to items that I was bringing up to the cabin, you know, I think the stuff that is being used at the cabin that I've brought up to the cabin, I already had an idea in my head of what I wanted to use that item for. But for the items that are serving zero purpose up here, those were the items that I didn't have a plan for. I didn't foresee what I wanted to use it for when it was up at the cabin. So I think pre-planning, making sure that before you move things from one place to the next, really thinking about how you're going to use that item wherever you're placing it again.
Okay, Lucas, you have like multiple swimsuits here.
I do?
Yeah, one of which is brand new. You want to keep these? Yeah. Okay, and I got these ones too.
And I think another, really great question to ask yourself is, with the items that you're decluttering, that you're contemplating on keeping, is it something you would buy again? That's a great question to ask yourself. Would you buy that item again? And if you say no, then most likely it's probably time to just part with it.
Oh my god, there's why? Just why? Okay. Ugh, God. All right. All of this is getting donated, all of it. And then, oh my God. Do you see this? Can you see all of this? This whole box is like overflowing. This box is full. This is all getting donated. All of it. It's all going. Like, why? There's so much. So much. There's so much. Is there more? There better not be more. I don't think so. Why is there baseball gloves everywhere? Okay, gone. Gone. This is all old stuff. Like, this is 2T. My daughter's 8. This is a 2T shorts. Going 3T. She's 8 years old. Yeah, I'm not even gonna, it's just all going. All of it. Yep. All going. What is this? Day 2. 2. So today we're gonna finish up this video, and today I am going to be doing a lot of cleaning. I want to get most of this cabin cleaned as well. So we're gonna finish decluttering, then I'm gonna organize. I'm gonna try to label the bins the best that I can, and then we're gonna get to cleaning. So let's get this party started.
So in short, which I'm never short, how I foresee myself stopping this cycle is honestly, and I'm using the cabin as the prime example in today's video for the decluttering, recluttering cycle. There's many different ways to declutter, reclutter, but I'm using the cabin as a prime example. How I intend to stop that is, if I'm going to bring something up to the cabin, I have to foresee the use of it at the cabin. Did that make sense? I have to visualize. I have to already have given it a purpose for the cabin before even bringing it to the cabin. So I'm going to start there. That's how I'm going to start. And it really boils down to being intentional. And there's a lot of stuff in this cabin, which is not just my stuff. This is, Ian's family and I's stuff, the kids' stuff, Ian's stuff. Sorry, my phone went off. Tom's stuff, my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law who passed years ago, her stuff, my sister-in-law's stuff, her family stuff. There's a lot of people's stuff here. And, you know, a lot of times, especially like places like the cabin, things like this can be forgotten. It's really easy to forget about this stuff when you're not here every day. You're only visiting, you know, every once in a while. So if you have a place like a cabin or a camper or something like that, you know, you may be going through a similar scenario. It's easy to forget about these things, but you could also correlate this to areas in your home, easily correlate it to areas in your home, because there may be a basement or a storage area, or maybe a storage unit, or maybe your car, or maybe a closet. It could really be anywhere that's the forgotten spot. My basement, my mudroom, my entryway hallway, under the beds, certain closets in my home are some of, you know, the forgotten areas. It's easy to just forget about it. You know, sometimes when it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So even though it's out of sight, out of mind, for me at least, it was always in the back of my mind. I knew that those areas were cluttered and it drove me nuts. It always stressed me out. And until I officially cleared it out is when I could really feel a sense of peace and calm. You know, for the longest time, I didn't realize how much clutter played such a big part. It impacted my everyday life so much. That didn't make sense. I didn't realize how clutter impacted my everyday life as much as it did until I removed it, until my spaces and my home became more minimal. And that's when I realized that I had more time, that I wasn't losing stuff all the time, that I wasn't feeling so stressed and anxious all of the time. My home is so much easier to
we
manage.
definitely need to relabel. I have a
huge.
list of all of the things that need to get done before we close up the cabin. So this is coloring books, books, and photos. I have some fireworks in here. And then, which I don't know how I feel about those being in here, but for right now, we'll just do that. And then this is all grilling stuff. Sorry about my handwriting. And then kids stuff, arts and crafts, art supplies, stuff like that. So they're all in their own bins. I just need to relabel everything. And we're gonna have this stuff sit here. And what I think Tom's plans are is to get rid of this chest over here, possibly get rid of this one. And what he's gonna do is get like a huge long shelf that's gonna go here. And then all of that stuff can go in the shelf. For right now, it's very organized. I don't have a problem with it sitting out like this. I really, really love these bins. I love that they have you know, locks, the lids lock. That's awesome. This thing is shot. It's shot. Like, it's shot. So I'm gonna vacuum it though. Okay, this thing here is so uncomfortable that we're gonna use this. We're gonna use this to cover the futon. Better, much better. Holy crap. It is freaking hot. There we go. Oh, that's nice. So that ain't gonna go nowhere. Like that. See how, watch this. What's nice about these is this. So you know how sometimes it slides off? It ain't gonna slide off this time. It's gonna stay on that door. I like that. Did I do this the wrong way? Yeah, I did it the wrong way. Yeah. It goes like this. That's about right. Yeah. That makes more sense. So, okay, regardless. Let me show you. It's gonna work the same way. I don't know how well you can see this. I gotta put this down. It's gonna work the same way. See how this part here? So when you don't have this metal part here, a lot of times it slides all over the place. Like these slide everywhere, they come off. Because of this, it's not going to. That makes more sense. Is for towels. This is for, which I obviously have to fold. But you can see that it's kind of overflowing because the toilet paper is down there. This shelf here works perfectly for towels, bath towels and beach towels. So we're gonna keep it that way. But you could also put, you know, beach towels and bath towels in here too. But because we have so many, it just works better on here. So what I want to do though is clear up some space on here to put more towels and put toiletry stuff in here. What I like about this over-the-door organizer is that it's perfect for the places like the cabin because we don't have a ton of stuff up here. It's like we don't have a whole lot, but there isn't a whole lot of organization space in this area. So this just kind of consolidates everything. You know what I mean? First aid, sunscreen, hair products, toiletry items. And that's nice because there's not a whole lot of space. There's a shelf above the toilet. That's just a decorative shelf. Nothing needs to be in there. This shelf over here, it's literally plumb full of towels. You know, I don't want things underneath the sink other than cleaning products. Tom needs his own drawer because he keeps all of his stuff in here where we don't. So that leaves one teeny tiny drawer for all of this stuff. So this works really well. I'm really glad that he got this. Okay, so just a quick overview of everything. Alloy, roll-on and leave, bug spray, a full thing of kids suntan lotion and chapstick. Everything right here is sunscreens and lotions, like adult sunscreen. And then down here we have first aid products, hair care products, soap, and some extra children's Tylenol, I think is what it's Tylenol. And then these two right here are for toilet paper. I think this is gonna work fantastic. Like I really think this is gonna work. So I'm gonna just show you really quick this and then the towels over here, and then I think the organization is good in here. Oh, it just fits so perfectly because I don't want more than 2 or 3 pairs of shoes here. So it's just perfect. And then I gotta grab Lucas's.
Just a recap on decluttering and organizing. I highly recommend that the first thing you do is declutter. There have been times in the past where I have skipped the decluttering process, went straight to organizing, and what ended up happening was the organization systems that I put in place never worked because I was just containing the chaos. So declutter first, then I would focus on, then you can start focusing on the organization. Don't worry so much about the aesthetic and what containers you need. Or the labeling and things like that. That'll come after you declutter. But also, I wouldn't worry too much about getting organization materials because there's been times where even before I started to declutter, I would go out and buy all these bins and baskets. And a lot of times I didn't even need all of that. You know, once you declutter, you can see what you're working with, what spaces you're working with, and how much items you have in that space. And then you can gauge to see what containers and bins and baskets you need. So I just wanted to mention that really quickly. I wanted to get more into it, but I'm almost at the end of today's video. There is so much that I want to go over before ending today's video, but we are at the end of today's video, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. Everything that you're going to see on the table and everything that you're going to see outside, all of this was decluttered. All of this was removed from the cabin. This is probably the most that we've decluttered since starting to work at the cabin. I know I've said this before that Tom, my father-in-law, has given me full permission to remove whatever I want, but I still have him go through everything before officially decluttering and letting it go. When he walked into this cabin and seen this transformation on this area, I swear I could see a weight lifted off of him. He was so happy. He was glowing. That was everything. I cannot wait to officially show him this cabin completed. We are not done with the cabin. I'm pretty sure there's going to be maybe 2 more videos, but for sure another one. We still have to declutter the loft. There's still areas that I have to declutter, and I got to do a complete deep clean on this cabin. At the very end of today's video, I'm going to show you some cleaning clips, some of the cleaning that I did. Oh, there's so much that I want to go over. The toy chest that's being removed from the cabin is completely empty. I'm gonna end today's video talking about that toy chest. You'll see it's totally me. Some of the things that we kept is in the other chest. The kids did want to keep a couple of things from the cabin. So there's a couple of games and some other things that we did bring back home with us, but not much. Most everything was decluttered or kept here. Most of the games were decluttered. I'm going to talk about that sign. I'm going to surprise you and talk about that sign in the next video. I wanted to go through that, but I don't have enough time. Oh man, I got to relabel those bins. There's so much that I wanted to go over, but that is it for today's video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with me. I promise anything important I forgot to talk about, I'll mention in the next video, but that is it. Thank you again for being here with me. I appreciate you so much, and we will talk to you on the next one. Bye, everyone. So this thing is pretty shot. I think Tom's getting rid of this anyway. So yeah, because it's shot. The entire thing is just completely scratched up. It's stained. Most of this is not gonna come out. You'd have to sand it and repaint. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I should take this and sand it and stain it. Oh, yes. If he doesn't want it, I'll do it. Oh, we're going to do a DIY on it. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Are you? Yes. Are you? Yes. Yes. Yes, I am. You better give yourself a date. Okay, I will.